this is an interesting one. My combined rating, multiple disabilities, is 60%. Is that enough for unemployability? And of course, with VA, the answer is it depends. So if you have one disability, you can get that is at 60%. Like there's a back rating that's 60%. If you have one disability at 60%, keeping you from working, then you're good. You're good to go. You have what you need to get unemployability as a base rating. Typically, you can't have multiple disabilities add up and get that rating. However, if the disabilities are from the same body system, if they're from the same etiology, like origin, or they are disabilities of the extremities, or if they were occurred in action, or they occurred as a result of prisoner of war, then that one disability piece goes out. So that's a lot to digest. But let me kind of see if I can give just some examples here. So the most common one is that I see is of the same body system. So let's go back to that back. The highest rating I typically see for a back itself is 40%. Now, typically a person with a back with 40% has other issues going on. Most notably, radiculopathy in the legs, sometimes in the arms. A lot of times there's incontinence issues. And so those disabilities can all combine together. And if they get to 60%, then again, the veteran meets that base rating and then can apply for unemployability there. Okay. Multiple disabilities occurred in action. That could be anything. It could be a back problem with an eye, with lots of scars, with foot drop. I mean, there's anything that could happen while the veteran was in combat, then that could all get together. And then as far as combined from a common etiology or origin, what I think about there is a car accident. You get in a car accident, you could get a traumatic brain injury, you could break your arm. There could be all kinds of things that aren't necessarily related body systems, but that could combine to get you that disability. And then kind of talked about this, disabilities of the upper extremities and or the lower extremities. So if a veteran has neuropathy, which is loss of feel or tingling or inability even to move fingers, or numbness, if they have that in all four extremities and they have a say 20% rating in each of those, I think on a combined rating that would get you about 60%. So that would be one that would get you there. Malibu wrote, if a vet is 100% Tdiu, 70% for 10 years, does it make sense to file a new claim for condition and attempt to increase to 100% scheduler? I would say that's a nuanced question that it's very circumstantial. If you or the veteran is looking to work, then that could make sense to go ahead and to file that claim and get going. What I would do though, is again, I'd go back to our combined rating calculator. At 70%, things get really hard to get an increase on. Let's say you're 70% for PTSD and you get a rating for obstructive sleep apnea. At 50%, well, your rating just went from 70 to 85. And then if you get migraines for 50%, then you get up to like 93%. So you got to get some really high ratings to get yourself all the way up to 100. And I don't think it's worth fighting. It would be worth fighting if you get an extra 60%. I will say that, because then you could get SMCS, which would give you another $300 a month. So that could be worth it. But you don't want the aggravation if it's not going to get you anywhere, and you don't want to be on the VA's radar if you don't have to be.